Today I would like to talk about some very difficult concept for people to understand. And that is that some people, doesn't matter if they're children or adults, some people carry the gene for depression. And so when a child seems to have what in scientific terms we call a blunted affect, that means the child carries the gene. Subsequently, if a child has blunted affect, you need to be prepared for the probability that the child might need an antidepressant to control his or her ability to be happy. Why do I advocate Prozac over Luvox or Celexa? Because the life of the medication stays in the blood so that it stays in the brain for a longer period of time. Prozac's half-life is 3 days. With Luvox and with Celexa, the half-life is 24 hours. So if the parent is sure that they'll never skip a dose, then it's just as well to use Luvox or the alternative, Celexa, as well as Prozac. But if you skip a dose of Luvox, if you skip a dose of Celexa, that might have a rebound response of the child's depression coming back and making the child depressed when the child is not on the medication. So that's why I typically use for any child who's at least 3 years old, fluoxetine, which is the chemical name for Prozac, more often than I'll use the other two. Now, if a child happens to carry the gene for obsessive compulsive disorder and depression, so not only a blunted affect, they don't seem to show emotion, and they happen to be very obsessive compulsive, and I don't mean autism, but a blunted affect plus they line things up and are obsessed with things having to be the same. Oh, I need to drink out of a specific cup, or I won't drink, or I need to have things the exact same way all the time. The beauty of Luvox is that it decreases the obsessive compulsive tendencies. So this is why a medical expert needs to be used as the person who will decide which medicine might be best for the child. But here's another problem. Many parents are afraid of medications for little children. So let me tell you something about the selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, which is the class of third-generation antidepressants that have no dangerous side effects. These third-generation antidepressants, we know, go through the umbilical cord. So if a woman has depression during pregnancy, it's safe to take Prozac or Luvox or Celexa if the mother happens to have this condition called depression during pregnancy or even postpartum depression. We also know that breast milk carries the chemicals that the mother has through the breast milk, and the baby gets that, which is one reason why, as an aside, I need to clarify that if a woman has preeclampsia, which is hypertension during pregnancy, she needs to not be afraid of taking a medicine to control her hypertension. Or if a woman has gestational diabetes, she needs to be put on a medicine to balance the glucose and insulin in her body. Even though we know that goes through the umbilical cord, and we know that that goes through breast milk. So why is it safe? Because the baby is 50% mama and 50% baba. And so if the mother carries the gene for depression with some anxiety, then Luvox or Celexa work very well. But if the child only has a blunted affect, they don't seem to show emotion, then Prozac is a wise choice, even though we know it goes through the umbilical cord and goes through the breast milk, because it's perfectly safe even for a fetus in the woman's womb, and it's perfectly safe for a breastfeeding baby. Thank you for listening.